So something to remember when doing pause deadlifts is that just because you have a pause in the middle of the movement does not change any of the other requirements that a deadlift needs to have. So you still need an even distribution of weight on the inside, outside, and heel of your foot throughout the entire movement. You still want to be spreading the load 70 to 80% to your hips and 20 to 30% to your knees. You still want to be pulling your shoulders down towards your hips in this setup position, and you want to be aggressively pushing the floor away to start with. However, you want to be adding a pause, usually at your weakest point. The reason that we do pause deadlifts is to strengthen weak points. It's not another vanity metric. It's not a place for you to add a pause at your strongest lift so that you can say you can do pause deadlifts at 95% of your 1 rep max normal deadlift. That's irrelevant. The point is you find the place within the movement that you are weakest and you add a 2-second pause there. If you get stronger at pausing in your weakest part of your movement, your overall strength of the movement is going to increase. So although I am demonstrating here pausing kind of just at the patella tendon sort of territory, the reason that's an easy starting point for most people is because it's usually the point where the load is furthest away from the hip musculature, which is mainly the prime mover of a deadlift. So this is usually people's weak point. So that's why I've chosen to do this here. For some people's weak point, it's a few inches off the floor. For some people, it's mid-shin. For some people, it's getting it over the knee, and it's actually from above the kneecap that people struggle. Wherever you find it difficult, that's where you need to add the pause, and then make sure that you continue the movement in the same way that you normally would, as if the pause didn't happen. Another mistake that people commonly make is when they pause, they do something different to the movement to make the pause easier, and then as they stand up from the pause, they do something different to make it easier when they stand up out of the pause. Try and make it so that it almost just looks like you're pausing your frame and the movement is exactly the same. If you can do that, then you're doing it correctly. This is not a vanity metric. This is a movement that should make you feel extremely weak. That's the objective.